It's not really the easiest time in the world to be a pro wrestler right now. No matter who you are, no matter where you work, there's just this feeling in the air like it's just all going to be gone as soon as you wake up the next day. Whether it's a company that, for all intents and purposes, has been out of business for months now, and we're all just sitting here waiting for the official announcement that they're just not going to do it anymore, or a company facing slowly declining ratings for years now that no matter how many times they try to reinvent themselves, they just can't seem to get that 3 hour block through without that hour and a half in, oh dear God, is this still on effect? Here in LPW, I mean, I don't know if I'm supposed to talk about this. I don't know if it's something we're supposed to be open about, but everybody from the top to the bottom to the locker room to the boardroom is just sitting around wondering, is anybody even watching anymore? I mean, we see people in the seats, we see people in the stands, but the TV ratings are almost non existent and the web traffic's just gone way down. And I mean, we got a whole locker room full of guys, and I'm not going to pretend I'm some kind of an exception to this, but we all just walk in 5 minutes before the camera starts. We go out there, we have our match, and we get the hell out when the show's over. Because it's hard to give a shit anymore. And every company's just got this locker room full of guys who are so good, and they're just sitting there, just not quite at the bottom, but just clinging as hard as they can to not be there. And they're sitting there and they're thinking to themselves, what is going on? Every time I go out there, the crowd cheers like I'm Stone Cold Steve Austin, and the the moves, these people are the best in the world, and then they're sitting there wondering, why can't I win the big one? Secretly dreading, meanwhile, that if they do win the big one, it's going to be even worse because that oddly confusing and out of nowhere moment that they raise the belt over their head is just going to be the reason they're 3 years away from former world champion being the thing the commentator says to make it sound interesting that some barely half thought out and soon to be irrelevant mid card rising monster just beat you for the 30th week in a row. But we're still here. And not only are we still here, but some of us all across the industry, we're fighting back. We're finding new reasons. Maybe we don't just have to be, two alpha wannabe tough guys going out there and saying nothing but, God damn, I'd really like to kick the shit out of that person. We're finding new reasons to exist. Whether it's the power of positivity or a little bit of that good old-fashioned broken brilliance or a little bit of gender role subversion with the boys. Hey man, I'm into it. If you don't like Dalton Castle, go fuck yourself. And LPW, that's what we've been all about since the beginning. I mean, where else can you find a walking commentary on American culture somehow turned into a Somalian warlord teaming up with the cockiest and yet somehow most entertaining, most hateable, most lovable son of a bitch you have ever seen to fight. Well, I forget who at the time because the goddamn website's still down, but the point is, no matter who it is, they're just as crazy as we are. We are the ones, we are the last defenders of the faith. We are fighting not each other, but fighting to find the reason why we still go out there every week. And we're doing it. And so to my opponents for tonight, I would like to make a challenge to you. Beat us if you can, but we're not going to let you. But let's have some fun with it. Let's give the crowd something that, whether it's a spot they'll never forget, whether it's just four guys who just will not lay down for the count, whether we just pull something out of our asses that they have never seen before. Let's make sure that for some reason, whatever reason, the crowd goes home after this show going, son of a bitch, that opening round tag team tournament matchup was the best match I've seen in years. Let's give the dirt sheets a reason to trash us tomorrow, but in a week be talking about how we're the greatest thing going in professional wrestling. Because we are LPW. We are the guys who don't let anything stop us from being whoever the fuck we want to be. But we are the last of a dying breed, and so we can do one of two things. We can either just lay there and die like every other promotion, like every other company seems to be totally content on doing. Like no one seems to see the need to reroute the course to avoid. Or we can find that last little dying flame that is somewhere down there, and we can use it to set our goddamn selves on fire. And I don't know about you, but there is not two choices there. There is only one. So this is way bigger than a match or a tournament or a promotion. This is about a goddamn way of life. And don't get me wrong, David Maverick and I, we are going to be the next tag team champions. But fuck a set of belts, man, because we are not here to win what exists. We are here to take what exists and make it so much bigger. We are here to bring back what we all used to love, what we all grew up watching. And as far as our opponents go, man, you don't have to be that tiny little thing that's just in our way that we just run over to get there. You can hop the fuck on board. You're going to lose tonight. But don't make it easy on us.